Okay, so my lady like hid evidence or something. Let's see what she actually did. I'm so sorry, Mr. Wright. I'm sorry for what my sister said. Well, I mean, if she's saying the truth, you should be sorry for what she did. Drastic crimes require drastic measures. That's just the way it is. We did what we had to in order to get him to in order for him to get the verdict he deserved. I didn't know. I never knew that the SL-9 incident was just another name for the Joe Drake killings. How are they connected to you? You witnessed it. Sounds like everyone's heard about these killings but me. Lana wanted Drake convicted so badly. That's why she used me. That's why she used what happened to me. What do you mean, what happened to you? It's all there in the file. Joe Drake's last victim was prosecutor Neil Marshall. When he murdered Officer Marshall's brother, he left behind an incriminating piece of evidence. But what did you have to do with those killings, Emma? You witnessed it? On the night prosecutor Neil Marshall was murdered, Joe Drake tried to kill me. Oh, Neil Marshall protected her. What? He tried to kill you? Officer Marshall's brother Neil was only trying to save me. So that means you... Yes. I was a witness in the Joe Drake trial. I didn't see that one coming. What do you mean you didn't see that one coming? It's written in the damn book. Yes, plant, Charlie. I've been taking care of him in Maya's absence. Huh? He looks a little yellow today. Oh, I watered him just now. I mixed in a lot too. Mixed in what? By my very own scientific additive. Well, Charlie, you like it? I told you he's turning yellow. Red. Looks like it's cleaning day again at the hotel across the way. I hear they're planning a second branch outside the city. A guard, the bellboy was staring right at me. He looks wimpy, but you can tell there's a sharp edge under that facade. That bellboy is going to be someone someday. Wish someone would say that about me. Yeah, I mean, he's managing the damn hotel now, isn't he? The poster of the Steel Samurai on the wall. Maya stuck it up here on the day that she left. I didn't have the heart to take it down. I do sometimes get strange looks from the clients, though. I am talking to myself. Difficult looking legal books stand in a formidable row. They mock me. Oh, I tried studying one of those just now. Remember what they were talking about on the trial yesterday? Oh, right, evidence law. So did you learn anything? Well, when I tried reading it, it made my head hurt. Oh. Then when I closed it, it slipped out of my hand and fell onto my foot. Oddly enough, I find myself identifying with her on this one. Yeah, it happens to me all the time, apparently. Mia's desk. I sit here even less now that I stopped taking cases. Uh-oh, I have a math test coming up next week. I'd better study. I am borrowing this desk, okay? 1 plus 1 equal to 1 plus 2 equals 3, 1 plus 3 equals 4. Really? That's what they're teaching in high school math. We are in serious trouble. Yeah, we are, definitely. Let's present everything. Look at my badge. See this? It's my attorney's badge. Ah, well, I've never seen a real one before. You're the first one who's actually been interested in mine, believe me. Its composition is mostly silver. The gold plating is flaking a bit. She analyzed it scientifically. There doesn't appear to be any corrosion due to sulfides. I'll give you $50 for it. Same shit. Sorry, but it's not for sale yet. Okay. Oh no. What about this? Mr. Goodman didn't have this on the day of the crime, right? Right. A few days before he was murdered, he had filed a lost item report. Oh, a few days before. Although stolen item is more like it. Swiped by that lone wolf who dressed up like him. I never would have thought Officer Marshall the type to do something like that. It didn't come as much of a surprise to me. Yeah, but she knew his brother, right? I bet you'd be pretty happy with the King of Attorneys field too, huh? We defense attorneys are a scattered, unrecognized bunch. Still, I wonder why the trophy shield is broken. It is pretty odd, huh? So I guess it's not because... I doubt it has anything to do with this case though. Is it not just because they break shields? They're like they break defense attorneys? That's what I thought. So, Mr. Edgeworth's knife was the murder weapon. Right, or so the witness Miss Starr claims. She saw your sister stab Mr. Goodman with this knife. Ugh, you know all of this is the Angel Star's fault. She is not the one on trial here. Well, no, but she must have seen it wrong. Her eyesight isn't on trial here either. Yeah, we don't know though. Here, see this? Ah, I've noticed that defense attorneys have a tendency to want to show people things. What is this? A behavioral study of lawyers? Yeah, okay. Don't care about that. Good. Don't care about the autopsy report. Died within an hour and a half of 4 p.m. Don't care about this note. The phone. It's her own phone. Your sister used her phone right after the murder to call you, right? But she hung up right away. And it was a bad connection. I couldn't hear anything. It was an underground parking lot, I suppose. She did say something about a muffler. But like I said, she hung up right away. Yeah, she hit something in the muffler. Here, see this? Okay, don't care. The photo. This photograph. Miss Starr must have been seeing things. And photographing things. This proves Miss Sky was there at the scene of the crime. But the bloody coat we now know was his coat. It was Goodman's coat, right? That got full of blood when freaking Marshall was dressed up as Goodman and he attacked freaking what's his name? Meekin. He is connected to this crime somehow, but how? Bloody shoe. There was something strange about this shoe, wasn't there? Let's see, what was it? The traces of blood on its sole. There wasn't any blood found at the prosecutor's office's underground parking lot. But we did find blood on the floor somewhere, didn't we? Where was that again? In the evidence room. In the evidence room at the police department. Now stop using me as your memo pad. Good. Knife. Why would this have been in the car's exhaust pipe? It's evidence from an old case, right? Right. The SL-9 incident. It was solved apparently. This knife was stolen on the day of the evidence transferal. Maybe I should look into this SL-9 incident. That's what we're doing. Spray bottle. This stuff is pretty expensive. You don't say. How much? I'd say about $10 per gram. I save up my allowance to buy it. Your allowance? Does your sister give you that? I mean, she is a chief prosecutor. Yes, we don't have parents. Right. Sometimes she even gives me a bottle instead of my allowance. A bottle of luminol testing fluid? Man, I'd just take the allowance myself. Nah, it's fine. All the IDs. There's only one number left to check out. That's right. We now know the other numbers aren't related to the murder. 77777, an executive officer. I believe that's 1-7 too many. We can't find out whose number this is unless we have some incriminating evidence. That's going to be hard to dig up by tomorrow. So we have to try. Mr. Edgeworth is so kind giving us something like this. Hey, you don't think he liked me, do you? Oh. Are you okay, Emma? Mr. Wright, hurry, run! Achoo! All the dust flew. Oh. Hmm. Here, I'll wipe those fingerprints off your face. Might as well wipe my dignity away too while you're at it. The evidence from a past case by Grant's request. This screwdriver was at Edgeworth's office, wasn't it? Yes, he said it didn't have anything to do with the crime. I still believe that freaking Grant is the one who killed him, but let's see. Then what are we doing carrying it around? Hey, don't ask me, I'm not the one making decisions around here. If I recall, Edgeworth said Chief Grant asked him to take this to the prosecutor's office. The memo. It's a good man, right? Before he was murdered, he had filed all hidden reports. Stolen is more like it. Shot by that guy. Okay, great. Of the stabbing. Okay, the glove. Don't care about the glove. We have a lot of evidence this time, huh? The lockers. No idea about the lockers. This dart's pretty fragile. It looks like it's about to break apart. What do you mean about to? It's already broken. I meant again. This piece was found in Detective Goodman's evidence locker. That means this is somehow related to that other incident. This fingerprint was left on that locker when Marshall was stashing his bloody coat. I guess that blood wasn't Mr. Goodman's after all. Nope, just that of an overly zealous patrolman. So there wasn't a murder at the police station at 5:15 in the end, just before that. I wonder what's going to happen to Officer Marshall now. The tape. We owe our entire success in court today to this tape. It's true. At first I thought it was a joke, but it turned out to be a gold mine of evidence. I counted a total of 5 clues in it. It also gave the Blue Badger some publicity. Yeah. Of the negative sort, that is. There is no bad press, right? No Drake killings. Seems everything is somehow related to this case, to this incident. What was it labeled again? The SL-9 incident? Yes, the name of everyone connected to this trial is listed in here. All that's left is to figure out just what role everyone plays in this case. If we search hard enough, I think we'll find our answers. What exactly did or didn't Lana do? I'm not sure I want to know everything. Yeah. Joe Drake. Neil Marshall was there. Miles Edgeworth, witness Lana and Emma Skye. Executive investigators Damon Grant, Lana Skye. Head investigator Bruce Goodman. Investigators Jake Marshall, Angel Star. They're all there. The SL-9 incident. It happened 2 years ago. It was right about this time of the year too. There was a terrible thunderstorm that day. Unusual for the season. I was alone in my sister's office. We were planning to eat dinner together once she finished her work. Oh, it's the same freaking story as what happened to Mia and Maya. And then someone came and killed Maya and said this time someone came and killed Mia, or Emma. Or tried to, but then that guy saved her. That guy, I'm guessing, is like me, but if I arrived early. Then suddenly, this terrifying man came bursting into the office. Joe Drake. It seemed like he was running from someone. He pulled out a knife and screamed at me. I didn't know what was going on. Just then, Prosecutor Marshall showed up. I am guessing Prosecutor Marshall and your sister had something going on. The brother of the current marshal, the man. So it's exactly like me and me and Mia at the start. But thing is, I arrived too late to save Mia. Well, in this case, the younger sister was there. He arrived in time to save her. Take Marshall's brother. Joe Drake tried to take me hostage. But before he could, Mr. Marshall tackled him. Then, what happened? I'll never forget it. Lightning struck and the lights went out suddenly. A bolt of lightning flashed outside the window, lighting up the office for an instant. What I saw then burned a permanent picture in my mind. I can still see it now. A permanent picture after the incident. I don't remember the moment when Drake stabbed Mr. Marshall. So you weren't able to testify about that? No, I was only asked about when I was attacked. That must be why she made up the crime. Made it up? You mean provided bogus evidence? The prosecutor's office wanted that guilty verdict so badly. Lana forged the evidence and Mr. Edgeworth used it. Edgeworth? Yes, but I'm sure he didn't know anything about it. He couldn't have known he was being given false evidence. Even so, that's when it all started. The rumors about Mr. Edgeworth, I mean. It's all my fault. If I could have just testified properly, none of this would have happened. So it's true, even though he may not have known it. Edgeworth was really involved in falsifying evidence. After that case ended, Lana was never the same. She became cold like she is today. She must not have been able to face up to what she did, especially not to Emma. Permanent picture. What did you see in the instant that crime occurred? Drake knocked down Mr. Marshall and raised his knife. Neil Marshall was stabbed right in front of this poor girl. Seems like it. I don't remember what happened after that. Apparently I passed out. When I came to, Lana was cradling me in her arms. Poor Emma, you've been through so much. I couldn't bring myself to testify about that instant. Oh. She could talk about her when she was attacked. I tried, but the words just wouldn't come out. But she couldn't testify about when she saw him raising the knife and stabbing the guy. Okay. I drew a picture, but it wasn't any good. 2 years ago. You must have been 14. That's understandable. Once it was all over, I made up my mind. I decided that when I grew up, I'd become a scientific investigator. I want to be able to fight crime with my testimonies and find the evidence to make an airtight case. That way, Lana would never have to forge any. I see. I think I'm finally starting to understand what makes Emma tick. But there's still something that bothers me about that crime. Something puzzling. There's something that's puzzling me, Emma. What is it? You said you were in Lana's office at that time, right? He was coming to kill Lana. That's right. Why then would a serial killer come running in there? Not only that, but he was being chased by a prosecutor. Oh, there's no mystery there. Joe Drake had been taken in for questioning that day. Taken in for questioning? You mean by the police? Of course, this happened at the police department. He tried to run away halfway through the interview and fled into my sister's office. But why did you run all the way over to your sister's office? Because the detective offices and the questioning rooms are right across from the elevator. Across from the elevator. But Lana was the chief prosecutor, wasn't she? No, silly. Didn't I tell you? 2 years ago, Lana was a detective. Oh. She was the best in the entire force. What? That's news to me. After the Joe Drake case, she was transferred to the prosecutor's office and made chief prosecutor. Oh. Lana used to be a detective? I'd better have another talk with her. And this is new info, bro. Go to the detention center. She's probably here. February 24th, detention center visitors room. Oh, there she is. Lana! Mr. Wright, it seems I keep causing you trouble. Falsifying evidence. I didn't think you were the type. Criminals don't mind playing foul. Why should we? Because that's what separates the criminals from you, I guess. But Lana, if you're wrong, an innocent person might be found guilty. Believe me, I understand the risks. Lana, Emma told me about you. Oh? About how you were a detective 2 years ago. And how the SL-9 incident was the reason for your transfer to the prosecutor's office. That's right. Could you fill me in on the details, especially about that unusual change of jobs? I suppose you have a right to know, Mr. Wright. Alright, then we can ask her, but first, smile for the camera. Okay. And we have a lot of evidence to show her. This guard monitors the visitors room. He seems frozen in place, cowering under this room's oppressive atmosphere. Okay. Well, let's start with this. Attorneys and prosecutors have no business showing evidence outside court. It's taboo, especially when the interests of both parties are involved. She really means it. Lana. We'll go through everything just in case. I mean, they can't write dialogue for every single line of stuff, right? So sometimes a certain piece of evidence will get them to talk about it, but maybe not this time, I don't know. Spray bottle? It's not even evidence. It's a luminol reagent bottle. Belongs to your damn sister. You don't care about this? That is also not evidence, by the way. This is... Oh, I never really investigated this, did I? Yeah, I guess. Okay. What it is. I did check this out though, didn't I? The tag says AI-16. What's that got to do with anything? Nothing, apparently. At least that's what Edgeworth said. That makes it seem all the more suspicious. Who knows? This might turn out to be the clue that breaks the case. Wouldn't that be nice? I mean, it probably is. It ties freaking the chief prosecutor to the killing, right? He sent him there so he could stash the body in the car, right? In his car. And then he drove his car all the way to the prosecutor's office, where it was discovered by Lana. So why did she open it in the first place? I don't know. What about this case files? Oh, okay. Case trial. A lot of revelations were uncovered at the trial today, not the least of which was the fact that this case is largely connected to another one 2 years ago. Evidence from that case was stolen as well, though I expected as much. I know how obsessive Officer Marshall can be. That trial, it really wasn't fair, was it? I believed in you, Lana. I believed that no matter what happened, you'd always stick to the truth. It couldn't be helped, Emma. At that trial 2 years ago, I sold my soul. You sold it to freaking the chief of police, didn't you? Well, all drama aside, the fact of the matter is, at 5:15 there was no murder at the police department. Tell me it's not true, Lana. What the witness, Miss Starr, said about you stabbing Mr. Goodman with a knife. Lana, I don't understand. Why won't you tell us? Emma, this doesn't involve just me. I don't think I've ever seen Lana look so phased before. Detective Lana Sky. It's true, I was a member of the police force 2 years ago. He was amazing. They still talk about all the cases she and Chief Grant cracked together. Chief Grant? He was the deputy chief of police back then, but he still worked the crime scenes. Damon Grant. He was everything I aspired to be. They were the best team ever. They solved crimes before the reports could even be filed. Emma really idolizes her big sister. But now you're chief prosecutor. What happened? I always planned on becoming a prosecutor. The reason I became a detective was to gain experience investigating crime scenes, so you could use that experience in court, right? Grant's help in the SL-9 case was crucial to its resolution. Did he make up the evidence for you? After that, he became chief of police and arranged my transfer to the prosecutor's office. Maybe I should ask more about this investigation of theirs 2 years ago. Yeah, Drake investigation. 2 years ago, I was second in command of the detectives investigating Drake. Second in command. That means that the investigation lead was Damon Grant, right? Yes, Deputy Chief Grant and I shared the same office and the same investigations. They even had the same office, so he could have had... maybe freaking Drake came to kill him. Who knows? He led a team of the best detectives on the force. Detective Goodman, whose case it was, this guy, Jake Marshall and Angel Starr. It was the first time Marshall worked with his brother. He was quite gung-ho. That's his brother down there, okay. Without a doubt, Joe Drake was the serial killer. We asked him to come in for questioning. We were desperate for evidence. That was when his final murder took place. When he tried to murder Emma. Prosecutor Marshall was trying to save me from Drake. You see, the first person who happened upon the scene of the crime was me. Oh, now you tell us. First one I'd seen. Damon Grant and Neil Marshall were the ones questioning Drake that day. How did he get away? The investigation was in its final stages and Drake must have suddenly panicked. So he waited until Grant and Marshall let their guards down and then fled the room. From there, he ran straight to the office shared by Deputy Chief Grant and myself. That's where he found me. So you were the first person to run to the scene, Lana. Where was Grant? It appears so. I was filing some papers while Grant and Marshall were questioning Drake. Oh wow. When I returned to my office, I saw 3 bodies on the floor and smelled blood. 3 bodies. Prosecutor Marshall, the victim Emma who had passed out, and the suspect Joe Drake. During the struggle, it seems Mr. Marshall struck a final blow before he died. Joe Drake had incurred a minor concussion and lay unconscious. What did you do? To be honest, I panicked. I picked up Emma, carried her out of the room and just held her. Can't blame her after all her sister must have gone through. Yeah, because of her too. After that, I placed Drake under immediate arrest. Let me get this straight. You were all involved in the SL-9 incident. That's right, quite a coincidence, huh? I don't buy it. But what are you saying? There's no way everyone involved in this trial was also involved in that incident. Just by chance. But that case was solved 2 years ago. At least one person went to extremes because they didn't believe it was truly solved. Officer Marshall. Yes, his actions came as a surprise to me as well. Ever since his brother died, he's changed completely. I guess he wasn't convinced with the ruling against Joe Drake. But it doesn't seem, I don't know. I think Grant is doing something. Life doesn't end with the closing of a case. Everyone has to live the rest of their lives with their memories. That case might not be over yet. Oh. Emma was assaulted by Drake at the police department, right? Yes, in the office that Damon Grant and I shared. The office that Mr. Grant now occupies by himself, the chief's office. Maybe we should have a look at the chief's office, the site of the final SL-9 murder. Okay. Sure, I guess. Is there anything here? February 24th, prosecutor's office, underground parking lot. No one's here today, not even Miss Starr. Everyone's probably busy looking into what exactly went down in the evidence room. That must be where the detectives are. But we proved in court today that on the day of the crime, no one was murdered in the evidence room at 5:15 p.m. But there was someone murdered before. Yeah, I thought we were finally making some headway in our case. But instead it looks like we just ended up making Lana look even more guilty. Hang in there, Lana. I've got to find all the answers by tomorrow. Okay, we'll examine this place. This is where the cars leave the lot. The arrow on the ground makes it look more like an entrance. What are you talking about? It's plainly an exit. Well, maybe it's both, kind of a dual purpose. Aha, the theory of relativity. What? I've got to write this down. Hey, Mr. Wright, maybe you know. Was Mr. Relativity German or was he British? Mr. Relativity, are you sure that was his name? I mean, it's not. Isn't it Isaac Newton? Who came up with that theory? I don't know. Einstein? One of those. So that's where Miss Star saw the incident from. You can probably see quite a lot from up there. That probably means she wasn't lying when she said she saw Miss Sky stab him. Where's the security guard anyway? Well, this is just something I heard. But apparently he went out to buy coffee for Miss Star. Well, she's not even here. That woman is a force to be reckoned with. Obviously, I'm not supposed to be looking at stuff now. They don't expect it. Look, a door. This must mean something. I'm not sure that doors mean anything. No, it won't open. A mysterious lock. I fail to see what's mysterious about it. Mr. Wright, you need to learn to enjoy life more. Let's finish our investigation first, shall we? Yeah, okay. It's all the same shit. The step ladder. Aha, a ladder. That's a step ladder. What's the difference in scientific terms, please? It's scientific, huh? Look at the basic nature of the thing, Mr. Wright. This all seems of horribly familiar somehow. Yeah. It's the same as what we used to do as Maya. Phone. Here, a phone. Let's see if it works. Hey, don't touch stuff we don't need to be touching. I can't hear anything. My ears. No, my ears. Maybe it's due to the barometric pressure. What is she babbling about? Hello? What did you just say? Look, you can hear just fine. The phone's broken. Okay, great. We know that. So this is the famous divider. It sure helped us knock a hole in that testimony yesterday. Come to think of it, this divider helped our case more than the actual witness. The Great Divider, a chip off the old parking block. It's just a wall, scientifically speaking. Great. Well, I mean, the lady took 5 minutes to come all the way around and arrested her here. What the hell was she doing for 5 damn minutes? She was calling someone, Damon Grant. So this is the famous oil drum. Well, no time like the present. I'll try to pick it over myself. Yeah. That's okay. Don't cry. That Lana Sky must be one strong woman. Maybe she didn't kick it over. I mean, who knows, man? Who flippin' knows anymore? Nobody knows. B block is through there. That's where visitors park. So, Miss Star climbed over this fence. It seems so, yeah. That fence is 9 feet high at least. Well, no time like the present. I think I'll give it a little try. Bang. Eek! It's okay, don't cry. Maybe there's a Lunchland Olympics team? Yeah, great, okay. A block. A block. This area is reserved for prosecutors. Defense attorneys are relegated to B block. I dream of the day when I will be able to park my car here. I'll go over to B block to buy my hamburgers from you, Mr. Wright. I'm not giving up my job that soon. Maybe in the future, though. This rope, is it? Yep, they laid it in the outline of the victim's body. So wait. The victim must have died when the killer closed the trunk on him. You have got to be the only person I know that would come to that conclusion. Don't they use tape? I don't know. That's where we found that note. 221 SL-9, the SL-9 incident. A case that was due for transferal the day of the murder. I never knew the SL-9 incident referred to the Joe Drake killings. Everyone in this case played some part in that incident. This has to be more than just sheer coincidence. Yeah, probably. That's about as red as a sports car can get. Yep, it's pretty red, alright. The body was found in Edgeworth's car trunk, and the lock on the trunk was broken. So the question is, why did Miss Sky choose his car? So what model car is it? I don't know. I think it was called a sedan or a coupe or something like that. Those are car types, Mr. Wright, not models. You're a guy, aren't you, Mr. Wright? You're supposed to know these things. Maybe it is about time I got my driver's license. He doesn't have it. And not everyone knows about this shit. Come on. Sexist. Well, there's nothing else here. Check these two places and this one. We can go outside the police department or we can go to the High Prosecutor's office. February 24th, High Prosecutor's office, room 1202. Mr. Edgeworth isn't here. Maybe he's being questioned by an inquiry committee? He took a real beating in court today. Yeah, with Lana admitting to falsifying evidence 2 years ago. I guess we'll just have to come back later. Alright, give me a damn second. I need some water. Alright, let's just quickly examine this place. A work desk. It's quite tidy as one might expect. What a nice desk. Easy to use and easy on the eyes. It's polished so high. I can see my own reflection so high. Oh, high. High. Gumshoe? Strange. Why did I just picture Detective Gumshoe? Maybe I'll take that name plaque as a souvenir. Don't. He'll sue you. Yeah, something is going on, obviously. I don't know what. Hey, a chessboard. I'm not too up on my chess, but it looks like blues are in a bit of a tight spot. The red knights have surrounded the blue pawn. Huh? Those horses are mounted knights. Their swords have really sharp edges. And check out that poor pawn. His head is kind of spiky. Kind of reminds me of you. Mr. Edgeworth must be an avid chess player. What's wrong, Mr. Wright? Edges surrounding a pawn with spiky hair. Nah, it's nothing. Okay, well, it's the same stuff. Whoa, these are all case files? They're stacked up to the ceiling. There's even a ladder. Odd. I thought Edgeworth wasn't good with heights. He must have someone get them for him. This guy, he gets them for him. Strange. Why did I just picture Detective Gumshoe? He must study these case reports so closely. He's so cool. You wouldn't say that if you saw him sweating bullets up on that ladder. Well. Ooh, cute. What a pretty tea set. I go more for the instant tea bags myself. Amazing. The drawer below is filled with packets of tea leaves. They're all sorted by place of origin and flavor. Look at this royal blend. What an exquisitely splendid concoction. There's such a thing as taking a hobby too far. Yeah, but this is all by the freaking bellboy, right? Whoa! What a view. It must be nice to have an office on the 12th floor. I guess you would feel important. Incidentally, were you to jump out of this window, your chance of fatality would be 100%. Got it. 99.9998%. Really? There's a 0.0002% chance you'd live? That is interesting. My. What an amazing bouquet. Just right for Mr. Edgeworth. No kidding, here there's a card on it. To be or not to be, Wendy. Wendy? I've heard that name somewhere before. And beside it, a giant steel samurai. Wow, I want one. Huh? There's something written on the bottom of his foot. To every cloud there is a silver lining, Wendy. Was this the same message that was here yesterday? It was not. Something is happening. Something's wrong. Wow, this jacket is even lacier than his usual ones. This must be his lucky trial jacket. Lucky jacket, right. I've never seen him wear it. I'm sure there's a story behind why it's in a frame. Maybe I'll be naughty and take a picture. She's getting way too excited about this. Yeah, she is. He won such a prestigious award. Why would he just leave it on the couch? Yeah, you'd think he'd want to show this thing off more than the giant steel samurai. Then again, Edgeworth has always been like that. Really? Hey, I should write this down. Tell me what he was like as a kid. Back in elementary school, he won awards for all kinds of things. Speech contest, essays, playing the flute, golf tournaments. That doesn't exactly sound like typical elementary school stuff. But he always hated receiving awards. He'd make some smart remark like, I know the path I've walked. No one else needs to tell me. That's how he's always been. Kind of gets under your skin, doesn't it? Great. And the sofa. Mr. Edge was such a comfy sofa. Sofas like this make me want to curl up and take a nap. I bet he pores over his case files here until the wee hours of the morning. Then he takes off his jacket, rolls up his sleeves, and goes to sleep using his arms as a pillow. I don't believe it. She's actually daydreaming about Edgeworth working. I bet in the morning he has sofa hair and little creases in his cheek from the seams. He's so cool. Sofa hair is cool? Yeah, no, she's in love with him or whatever. I don't know. Anyway, there's nothing new here except that there is a small chance of you living if you jump out the window, which I really don't think is important. Police department entrance. February 24th, police department entrance. Oh, easier. Howdy, Bambina. Oh, Mr. Marshall. I never thought things would turn out this way when I woke up this morning. Sweet Sarah, you never know where life will lead you, eh, Bambina? I should have known my luck had run out when old Billy dried up this morning. Billy? Must be his pet cactus. His cactus is dead? Say, where are you headed? Just over to the prosecutor's office for a little interrogation. It's a voluntary appearance, but we all know I won't be coming back. Sorry, but you can't go in the evidence room today, partner. But Mr. Marshall, why did you do it? Why do prospectors head west? If ever there was a case I needed to know the truth about, it was that one. Why did you get demoted? Because the attack happened in the police department. Okay, that makes sense. Then you let him go. Before you turn yourself in, Mr. Marshall, would you mind telling us exactly what happened? Huh. Looks like I won't be getting a steak lunch today. Nope. No, you will not. The detectives in there look pretty busy. Just imagine right now, behind those doors, a police drama in action. Somehow the thought fails to excite me. Yeah, well. What are you guys talking about? Look, that patrolman is saluting that other guy. He must be a detective. So I cuffed the lout, right? Then you know what he says? What are you, a moron? I'm an undercover agent. Oh man, I hate it when that happens. Oh. I guess he wasn't saluting, he was just listening to how his friend messed up. They make a good pair. Yeah, sure they do. The blue badger is still writhing around today. You can see him dance. Let's give him the benefit of the doubt and say he's dancing. Speaking of dancing, the whole police department has been dancing about like crazy since the other day. Yeah. The murder. Can I take out his batteries? I just can't help but feel he's going to do something naughty. Yeah, well. You cannot. They worked hard on him. Gumshoot it. Mr. Wright, did you know why patrol cars are painted black and white? No idea why. Well, I think they're designed after a panda. A panda? Not that I have scientific proof, it's just a theory. Do you mind me asking how you came up with that theory? The zoo. It was when I was on a school trip. I saw a patrol car and it came to me. We had just been at the zoo, see? What about zebras? Or did they not have those at your zoo? The banner here is announcing the crime fighting campaign. Nice slogan. I wonder if they'll be selling fingerprinting sets. I don't think it's that kind of campaign. What family wouldn't want a set at home? It's good for finding out who snuck into the cookie jar. I think most families can figure that out without the extra help. Sure, okay. Do we have anything left? We have stuff left. Police. I always get excited when I come to a police station. Why is that? It just feels like I've jumped into a movie. Huh? You know, with all the police and criminals? Well, I don't know if this is all that exciting. Sure it is. Look at those two officers over there. They are probably talking about the latest bust. Funny, I thought they were talking about the weather. No, they're talking about how they arrested an undercover officer. The usual wanted posters are hanging up on the bulletin board here. Do you know this face? If you do, dial 911. You know, Mr. Wright, I've always thought it was kind of funny. I've never seen anyone who looked like the people in these wanted posters, which is a good thing. They hardly even look human. He has a point. I mean, they are drawings, you know. Do you care about evidence still or no? Mr. Marshall, could you please have a look at this? Sorry, Bambina. I am not a patrolman anymore and I'm certainly not a detective. I'm nothing more than a wanted man now. These old eyes of mine have seen too much as it is. Okay, he doesn't care about anything, I guess. He doesn't want to look at evidence. Which is good. I guess it saves me a bit of time. But then they should do something about that. Instead of letting me choose what to show him, if I click on the show evidence thing, it should just give me this dialogue telling me that he doesn't care about any evidence you have. Or he will never care about it. If there is something that he would care about even in the future, or like in this scene or whatever. Or I don't know. How would they do that? Because if you get something later on which is something you want to show him, will the thing change? Yeah, it's a bit of a design issue, I guess. We'll just make sure. Out of here. Just let's just make sure there is nothing. Oh, come on. There's nothing pending. 221. When did the man die? 221. It was the same day, not days before. try with everything. Maybe he'll comment on the case files. The tape that you gave us in court. The damn case files, bro. Does not care. Okay. Break trial. Something was fishy about that trial from the beginning. It wasn't just me either. All the detectives thought so. What do you mean fishy? Some of the facts reported were inconsistent with the evidence we found. For example, the murder weapon. The murder weapon? You mean that switchblade knife with the broken tip? That was Joe Drake's, alright. But in the initial autopsy report, a question was raised. A question. The blade of the knife was not a perfect match with the wound the victim sustained. What does that mean? It means there is a good chance that the knife was not the murder weapon. Oh. However, in the report that was finally submitted, that possibility had been erased. Could the facts have been concealed with forged evidence? That case left behind scars on all of us. The scars that the SL-9 incident left behind. Prosecutor Marshall. I got the looks, but he got the brain. He was one of the best prosecutors around. I had just made detective when it went down. It was our first case together. How old was he, your brother? He was 27 at the time. He was awarded the highest honor that very day. The highest honor? You mean the King of Prosecutors? Oh, I knew it. What are you looking at me like that for? That's an honor for a prosecutor. Mr. Marshall must have been really good. How old is Mr. Marshall? Second, can't I look at your profiles? 33. Okay, he's older. Joe Drake deceased. Serial killer responsible for the SL-9 incident 2 years ago was given the death penalty. Prosecutor murdered 2 years ago in SL-9 incident. Dick Marshall's brother. The day the SL-9 incident took place, that wasn't the same day as... That's right, it was the day of the evidence transferal. Ooh. Interesting. It was drizzling that morning and by nightfall there was thunder. I can't believe 2 years have gone by already. I tried to steal the evidence so the case wouldn't die. Apparently someone tried to stop you. Detective Goodman was murdered and the evidence locker was empty. Right, he said that. It was already empty. Cars. There was something going on behind the scenes in that case. We all knew that later. Every detective involved in that investigation, save one, was taken care of. Miss Starr was fired and I was demoted and boxed away in a tiny room. What about Detective Goodman? If they did something to him too, the commissioners would get suspicious. No, they were careful enough to not to be too obvious. They? Who are you talking about? Don't get upset, Bambina. I mean Damon Grant and Lana Sky. Grant and Sky. The investigation lead, Damon Grant, and his second in command, Lana Sky. There wasn't a person on the force who hadn't heard of that duo. That case was the biggest step in both of their careers. After the case ended, Lana transferred to the prosecutor's office, right? Yeah, Damon Grant, the new chief of police, arranged for that to happen. She's never been the same since she left. Oh? Everyone who knew her said so. Chief Prosecutor Sky was totally different when she was a detective. Now that he mentions it, Emma said something like that too. Tell me, what happened to my sister? Sorry, Bambina, but the secret is too well guarded. I never found out. Lana's secret. It all started 2 years ago. So there you have it. That's my story. Did you enjoy it, partner? It was certainly enlightening. There's one thing for sure I found out in court today. That boy Edgeworth isn't my enemy. He was the one who used falsified evidence to get a guilty verdict. But someone else was the one who gave him that evidence and planned everything. Grant. That someone is Damon Grant. Nice. Don't believe me? Well, I don't blame you. I won't even be a patrolman after today. Oh, what the hell? He spat something out. Too bad I won't be around to work with you when you become a real scientific investigator. Ooh. Adios, Bambina. He's gone. We can move into the Criminal Affairs Department. He's getting fired, obviously. February 24th, Police Station Criminal Affairs Department. This place is always pretty empty, but today it's deserted. That must mean everyone's busy solving crimes. Oh, if you're looking for the others, they're all in the conference room. Thanks. Wow, he actually talked to us. There's a guy sitting there. With the chief prosecutor saying what she did and the decision about what to do about Mr. Edgeworth. Not to mention our statement to the media and tomorrow's trial. There's more chaos going on than Christmas and Thanksgiving put together. I think festive is the word usually used for those. Sir, we'd like to have a look around Chief Grant's office. That sounds pretty bad. Oh, he's just okay. Just use the connecting hallway to the other building and take the elevator to the top floor. Really? You mean it's okay for us to go in there? I mean, we aren't police officers or anything. Hey, you're right. You can't go in there. It's off limits. Now I see where Detective Gumshoe gets his unique charm. Well, what are we waiting for? Let's head to the chief's office. He said it's off limit. I guess he doesn't care. Well, whatever. We're saving. And we'll save you in the next. I'll save you in the next one. I'll see you in the next one.